All right, welcome back to another episode. This is an unfortunate recording because we are here, night 2, Wrestlemania, following up with this. I'm Brady, this is JT, we've got Phil, we've got Papa Gimmicks, and we've got the returning Chris Roach here live and in living color.
Wait a minute, gentlemen. We have to have a moment of silence for the lady in the front row who took the worst sell since Vince McMahon's stunner at WrestleMania 38.
Moving on to the
Jesus.
Are we going to start off with the main event, or are we going to go down the list?
Man,
because
bro, your ears are so ground. You're about to come undone. Just send it. Just send it.
Let's go it. Let's go right to it.
Let the hate overflow.
Worst motherfucking WrestleMania main event of all fucking time. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me after all this build. What?
It was bad, but it's so good just to watch you.
It is fucking terrible. Dude, I'm going to cancel the goddamn Peacock.
Cancel the Peacock.
Cancel Peacock. Cancel Netflix. We're going to SmackDown. Who knows? Who knows what's happening? I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, man. That's...
Dude. The only thing that saved tonight's pay-per-view was Stone Cold wrecking into the fucking barricade.
Really? That's it, huh?
Okay, well, we've got one other. I can be excited for something, but we're going to talk about that later. All right. At the end of the day, we didn't get The Rock, which, okay,
but we had Travis Scott.
We got Travis Scott, and the only reason why he was out there flashing his stupid fucking hardcore belt, like, what? It's fucking dumb. And then we had to listen to an entrance of his song that we've listened to for the last fucking 4 months for another 3 minutes. Just watching him walk, dude. All right. Cody Rhodes, in absolute zero way, deserved to lose that match in that fashion. Like, straight up.
I can agree with that.
That was dumb.
Especially coming off of how hot last year's main event was. This one was piss poor. Even last night's main event with a little bit of twist and turn, like you're telling me that Travis Scott has the same amount of oomph as Paul Heyman?
Yeah.
Nope. No, that was way better last night. There's no comparison to the main events. That was way better.
Roman, Seth, and Punk should have main evented tonight. Like, straight up, flip-flopped, done. Come on. You can't tell me otherwise. It doesn't matter. The fact is, fucking Cody lost the belt. John Cena got his 17th time world champion.
So,
hey, Brady, did you see earlier, by the way? I just wanted you to make sure. Did you see it?
I see it. Yeah. And you know what? All that did was just make that belt worth about $500 less. That's what that did.
So, I want to go back to some previous statements that I may have said.
Okay.
Do you think that Jey Uso and Gunther was a better match than that?
No, Jey and Gunther definitely, hands down, was a better match than that.
Charlotte and Tiffy. I'm just saying this. You need to put the motherfucking Royal Rumble runners back in the main event.
Okay.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
I fucking tell you.
I think that if they would have actually had a decent match tonight and not have the Travis Scott, like, give us the pops. Like, if we would have gotten the Glass Shatter, if we would have got the Undertaker, we would have got something to come out there and help Cody that would have totally just changed the...
yeah.
Even if Cody would have lost, like, still, having Travis Scott come out there and then make the match end that way, that, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, I got something to say about this. As far as the reason why all this is happening, this is something that people like us got to start to understand and accept. Being a WWE fan, it's not for the hardcores. It's for the bigger audience, because I don't give a fuck what you say about Royal Rumble winners. Jey Uso winning the world title would not have gotten anywhere near the attention that John Cena got. And no one all those headlines and all the press are going to give a flying fuck about the star rating of that match.
I don't
It's
know.
just what it is. I do think there's a bigger story that is why they're going that direction. I think there's more to come, but yeah, as far as for the hardcore internet wrestling community that wants to see the best match ever, main events, it's not what that was for, and that's not what WWE is catering to, and people got to get used to that.
Well,
because it's just different times now.
Well,
it's
but the
all
thing
about the
about that
money
though
now.
is that's what AEW capitalizes on though, and they say that they have a better wrestling product. And I'll tell you right now, definitively, that main event, AEW, most of the AEW matches are 1,000 times better than the match we just watched. And usually WWE storytelling is what takes them over. But there was no story here other than the 17-time champion and a rapper. Like, there was nothing else to give us. I think Cody still has a leg to stand on with Cena can't wrestle. I know that's not wholeheartedly true. But again, I know that part of it was Cena was supposed to take it slow and methodical, but that was dragging.
With all the trials that Cody's had over the last year, honestly,
That's how it
ended.
Yep.
That's just
Well, I don't think it's over.
Okay, that's fine. It may not be over, but dude, really put some fucking ump into it. You want to screw Cody over? Screw him over in the biggest way. Don't do it with this fucking garbage. Like that's just.
I would have even liked if he had just gotten one more AA in there after the belt shot or something. I don't know, something. But yeah, it was really just. Well, I think what did I text you when it was over? Well. Dot. What else is there to say?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's. Like I said, I think there'll be more story going on, and probably. I think someone will turn on Cena at some point or whatever. I don't think he's going to have a long reign. He doesn't need to have a long reign at this point. So. But yeah, that main event was not anywhere near what I was hoping as far as the quality of the match. You said last night, John or JT, hey, he's probably out there training. I think he's ready to go. And not that, I mean, it was a slow paced match. Every move was 30 seconds apart. And I mean, it was.
He pulled a Naomi.
All right. Well, we can talk about this for the next 2 hours.
Always got a riff.
Yeah. Let's
talk about what I think. I'm just going to go ahead and slap it with match of the night.
There's no possible. That was the match.
Match of the night. Rhea, Bianca, and Io whooping it the fuck on the curtain jerk. What a match.
That was hands down match of the night.
Yeah, that was fucking amazing. I said that's a fan-fucking-tastic start to the show. I was so hyped. That was amazing match. All three of those women deserve just the biggest props. That was fucking great.
I'm gonna go out on a limb right now, and because I do this or I tell people this all the time. Like, if someone were to come to me and go, "Give me a wrestling match that I need to see that tells me why I should be a wrestling fan," that's relatively, new. Like, I would love for everyone to watch Taker and Michaels, at 25 or 26. But if you want to see a match and kind of get a grasp of what's happening and who's who in the company right now, I'm giving them that match over any other match we've seen the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Period.
Straight up.
That's probably the match of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, I go with that.
I know Chris.
That or the triple threat last night was I thought they're both amazing. This match, I mean, we were texting. I was fucking hyped. It was great.
Yeah, I know you like the EO going over. Hey man, I'm not mad about it. I'm really not. Do I think that Rhea and Bianca could have had that match on their own and had just as good of a match, if not better? Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I think that EO can capitalize on it and maybe see where this goes to Backlash. So
yeah,
I mean,
I'm a huge fan of EO. I mean, JT, remember when we went to Raw, with him and his Drew shirt on,
and his Drew side plate.
God damn it!
Yeah. Well, I mean, the one match that was definitely a drag was like EO and Dakota versus, I think it was like Pure Fusion. The crowd was dead, and then and EO gets out there within about 60 seconds. We were all hyped again. Like, she got the crowd back on, back going. Crowds respond to her, and it's undeniable, and she's amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy to see her get that moment and not get she was getting overshown at first, so I'm happy to see it, and I'm a huge fan, so biased to be honest, but
well, sure, and again, I think this kind of ties in with what we were talking about. Not because they don't need to, but I hope this lets Bianca go back to SmackDown or wherever, do her thing, and Rhea do her thing, and maybe start putting them in this Intercontinental or U.S. Women's Championship to get something going. Now that we have Becky Lynch back, you start a Becky versus Rhea feud while she's got the tag titles to get to Lyra, and then Becky takes out. We get a Becky and Rhea or a Becky and Bianca, and then that leads to a Intercontinental Championship. I'm down to clown on all that.
Yeah, I mean, lots of possibilities. Tons.
The women's division right now is in an area to capitalize and be the reason people are tuning in.
Do you think the reason they pulled Bayley from this match was just to figure out a way to get Becky on the card or make her return, or like, is there a specific reason other than you know what I mean?
I think it was just a surprise pop, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Huge Bayley fan. Love seeing Bex get back, but I don't like Bayley being done like that. I'm a big fan of hers, so I don't know.
I'm immediately worried that this is going to turn into the same storyline that we just saw with Bianca and Jade. That it's going to be Becky the one that attacked Bayley to get that spot, and it's just going to drive me up the wall.
Yeah,
that's a major area of concern for me.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset with the Bayley and Becky feud, though. I mean, I think that they would tear it down. I just don't want to. I'm with you. I don't want to go down that path.
Well, again,
I still think it's Roxanne. I mean, it just makes sense.
So, I would hate to see, because of what I worry about that is with Becky just coming back. If they try and make her a heel, I don't know that the crowd's going to take it.
She's not going to be a heel this time.
But then that means Bayley's got to become the heel. But Bayley was the one that got jumped. That's why I'm worried.
Yeah.
So
today
I don't see that. So
well, so after that, we've kind of rabbit hole a little bit. After that, we've got that Drew versus Priest match.
Yeah,
and I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
it was good for what it was.
Yeah, there was nothing that I hated about it.
the highlight was getting on social media and seeing Drew actually had posted that during
literally 60 seconds after I saw that. That was great.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, like this is what we're doing.
I mean, he did the same shit last year, and then Punk ended up costing him the title 5 minutes later. So, hey, good memory.
Yeah, I think those guys did the best that they could do with what they had to work with. I mean, I think I was more interested in the match than I thought I would have been a month ago.
Yeah.
They built it up, and I don't think you could have expected much more. It was entertaining spots, and now it's time to move on for both of them.
So the only thing worse than the John Cena and Cody match was how long that fucking entrance ramp was and how long it took everyone to get to the fucking ring tonight.
Yeah, everybody's getting the Undertaker treatment, dude. Like, yeah.
It's bad when John Cena walks to the ring.
Long get there.
Yeah.
He was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was where I really know it was bad for the first match, and then again, I love that they tried to hype Drew's entrance up, and all he did was stand on a fake rock and walk down. I'm like,
yeah, for the Doom movie.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that's what it was until afterwards.
Yeah, I had no idea, honestly. But other than that, then we moved on.
The sponsorships were a bit overdone this year.
They were. 100%.
Hey, there's nothing better than Dirty Dom being in the Dude White match, though. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, that was great.
And speaking of Dirty Dom, like father, like son, he followed in Eddie Guerrero's steps, his daddy's footsteps, and won the Intercontinental title.
Hey, that match was fun. I really enjoyed that Fatal 4-Way. It was good.
Yeah.
Man, within fucking a minute of that match, you got Braun Breaker flying across the screen, taking people out.
Dude. Yeah.
But we finally had Dom turn on Finn. What does this mean? The Judgment Day is done, or does the Judgment Day?
I'm hoping now Finn Balor breaks off. I hope this is his due to break off on his own. Like Judgment Day, fine. Be Judgment Day, that's cool. I don't care.
Yeah,
but let Finn be his own thing.
Sure, but now the Judgment Day is just Dom and Carlito, and Carlito's had like 3 matches in the past year.
And Liv and Raquel.
Liv.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, there's still 4 of
We'll
them.
probably get someone else come. JD could come back at any point.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, but they can always get someone else in there. Yeah, I think Finn and Dom is a feud gonna happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's like officially happens tomorrow or whatever, but that's pretty clearly where they've been going. So I was impressed with the crowd was behind Dom, man. That WrestleMania crowd's always different, and you gotta acknowledge, the growth and how much of a performer he is over several years. And I think the Mania crowd is gonna acknowledge that. It was cool to see. So
yeah, I mean, again, I'm not mad about anything.
Yeah.
Again, the thing is it's hard to do good triple threat and fatal 4-way matches. And for what it's worth, all of those types of matches were good for this WrestleMania. I think somebody in creative has figured out the formula for those matches to make them work. And obviously the talent did a good job. And this match had the good balance. I was a little worried with Penta and Dom and Finn, with Braun being the only true powerhouse, but you really saw some of Penta's more brawling come out because he knew that he was in there, in my mind, with Finn and Dom. And you saw Dom capitalize on the sneaky, shady, hide and lurk, and Braun Breaker just breaking people.
Yeah.
Right? I understand that Carlito was there, and that was the spot for the awesome spear, but we didn't even need Carlito down there to add to the story. But hey, but again, they built that right. Carlito getting broken in half and then running from the spear and then getting caught into another moment with a spear. That should be the next running gimmick. Every time Carlito gets on the screen, he should get fucking speared.
Yeah.
Well, so we got Randy Orton come out to the ring. And
I didn't see this coming.
Honestly, dude, Joe Hendry, what everyone, even on the ICW, they're like, I no way expected this.
I kind of hate it because I'm not saying it made him look weak.
Well, that's what we were talking about. It's like he's the TNA champion coming out in WrestleMania, and he's going to lose. He's not going to pin Randy Orton on his 20th.
But again, right? To me, it just felt like it could have went a little harder and deeper, because to me, it just showed, while Randy Orton is a future Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer, 14 World Heavyweight Championships, it just almost looked too easy. You shouldn't have another promotion's heavyweight champion.
It might look to me like just a little filler match.
It really did.
Yeah, there was really
nothing spectacular about it at all,
or of any importance. There was nothing. That. So I don't know.
They just called an audible and went for the pop.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to
with him. I mean, he got a Mania pop.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're going to sell a ton of shirts. That's for sure.
That Joe Hendry Mania shirt's going to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. Then we got Logan Paul versus AJ. I mean, the ending of the match.
That match kind of let me down. There was, we were a little bit distracted there in that match anyway. Again, nothing wrong with the match, but to me, that was a standard PLE, not a Big Four match. I think both of them under-delivered on what we were expecting, especially, like I said, talking about last night with AJ wanting to slow him down in my hopes, and I think he did. But at the same time, I don't know that it goes back to what I said last night. WrestleMania got to the point that we needed a 2-night show. Now they're going, oh, fuck, we got to fill 2 nights.
Yeah.
We could have done without the Randy and Joe Hendry. We could have done without Logan and AJ. We could have done without Drew and Damian. And we could have had a 5-hour Mania, and I think we all would have been just as satisfied with everything that happened.
Yeah, I mean,
they even ended 20 minutes short tonight.
Yeah, I think that if they would have had Randy KO, that would have been there at 20 minutes probably. And
sure,
I don't doubt for a second that Randy was just like, you know what, F it, let me just go out there, get this done. They couldn't decide on what to do. I still wish it would have been Aldis, but maybe they didn't feel like he was ready to go, or just that wasn't part of his contract. I don't know.
Yeah.
But since they settled on him for the pop, if it was going to be him, we didn't need to see a 15, 20-minute match.
Sure.
If it was going to be him, I'm fine with what it was, I guess.
Well, sure. And honestly, the AJ versus Logan match, that I don't think that there's going to be anything memorable pulled from that match. It's going to get lost in the books.
Yeah. I mean,
and I don't like normally Logan Paul will brag about what he's done. I mean, he might attribute this to his WrestleMania success, but I don't think we're going to be talking about this match in a month.
No, absolutely not.
Definitely not a good story told in it. I mean,
Yeah.
If the story is that he's going to go win, then it's kind of hard to get to there, because you could have had, if AJ was going to gut out a win after some shenanigans from Logan and whoever the hell that other guy was, it could have been a better story told in it, with that. But when Logan's the one going over, it's kind of hard to get the good story out of that, to me, so that's probably where Logan's lacking, is just overall ring psychology, telling a story. He's got the character down. He can probably bust out any move you ask him to do, but there's another level of storytelling and all that just not quite there. But that's not something that just anybody can do, though. So I don't know. It was like you said, I won't be talking about this match in a week.
So, and in that point with telling stories, I think that's kind of the trend that I'm seeing here. Again, understanding that KO got hurt, but there's no real story with Randy and Joe Hendry. The Logan versus AJ story was fairly low. And then the match after that was Liv and Raquel versus Lyra and Becky. Right now, to me, there's no story there other than Bayley got jumped. The return of Becky Lynch.
There will be a story, though, because I think what happens, honestly, is Lyra is going to end up costing them the tag team championships in some way, and Becky is then going to turn on her, and it's going to turn into what we discussed, hopefully, Becky going for the IC title and elevating the championship. Yeah. I really hope that that's the path that they take.
Sure. I hope
so you want heel Becks?
No, I want the Becks that came out tonight, but I also think that there's going to have to be something. I mean, she just can't be a tag team champion with Lyra. She can't. That's just not going to work long term.
So I honestly think that, and here may be the rub of why they got rid of Bayley. They're going to put Lyra on Becky's back to bring Lyra and that title up. Because I'm going to be real honest with you, I forgot Lyra's name last time we recorded, just because it's like she hasn't done anything.
Well, that's whenever she was in NXT, they did that feud with Becky and Lyra for the NXT title, and Lyra went over. Sure. So I'm hoping now we're going to get that feud again, but for the mid card, and then let Becky do something with that belt, get the prestige up. That way they can actually do something with it. So, but we'll see. Did you happen to see Liv Morgan's face the whole time when Becky's music hit? She was like, she knew, like, just straight up. I'm
sorry. I've never been on the Liv Morgan hype train. I'm still not on it. I still go with, for her, I think she's too extra in everything she does. 2 nights before WrestleMania, she's out dressed like a hooker, being extra. She goes in there and she does all these phenomenal moves, half-assed for these high spots, and it's too much. She goes to scream at the referee or scream in pain, and she screams and does too much. And the problem is when you do all these things, it starts meaning less. Her legitimate reaction, 100%. Perfect. But then 2 minutes into the match, she's screaming at the referee like a lost child. And it's like, that shit's old. You do it every week. And you can't scream like a lost child against, new call-up NXT competitor versus the same way you're going to scream because of Becky Lynch. Yeah. And that's her problem with me. And if you take Liv out of the Judgment Day, you get rid of Raquel, what could Liv do by herself right now? I'm a hater from back in the day.
She'd be a superstar like she already is, man. You got your opinion. That's cool. Disagree with you though.
Superstar is a strong word.
She is a superstar.
Because that's what we
she
call
is a
them now.
superstar. Yeah.
I think Liv is great. I really do. Do I think that she does overreact? Yes, but I mean, she's up there. And her World Heavyweight Championship reign was fun. So, well, I mean, we'll see what happens going
What was
forward.
significant about that reign to you?
The character she brought to the title. So,
What was significant about that run to you?
That's
not her. Like, name a high point in that for you.
The character that
name a high point, high match, high spot, something.
It's not about the matches. It's about what she was doing because she was the champion. Her attitude.
Yeah.
That's all there was.
She's one of the top 5 female superstars in WWE right now, and anyone that says different is just hating. Like, you're hating, it's cool, that's fine. She's a superstar. She really is. Like, so you can hate on it.
I don't think
sit there and go with him to give him an answer because you want to hear something specific. But she had a banger reign last year. It was awesome. Everyone paid attention to her.
I fucking snoozed through it because I'm trying to think of one popular thing she did other than get Dominic Mysterio.
Well, most other fans didn't snooze through it, so that's just you. Again,
I'm
this is
still
just your
waiting on
opinion.
fucking answers.
That's the answer. Like the character she brought to the title, because she was a heel champion and she just made it fun. She made it a fun reign. So
I guess I was too busy.
She can never win on her own.
Again, you're just a hater. But again, there's many more people that disagree with you, and that's all there is to it. So you're entitled to your opinion. That's all it comes down to.
I know
like force him to say something.
I had fun with it, but just like the same thing, everyone, no one. There's a ton of people who aren't excited that Becky's back, like because they think that she's just too mainstream at this point. I'm fucking stoked. I can't.
Yeah, y'all are a bunch of fucking Charlotte haters, but she made it.
Yeah,
she won a Royal Rumble, went to WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I can't stand Charlotte. So on the same coin, you're a Charlotte fan. I'm a Liv and Becky fan. I mean, it happens.
I'm not a big Liv fan either. So
yeah. Well, I mean, there you go.
I don't think she could win a damn thing without somebody backing her up.
That's what heels do.
That's what you want. That's the character.
So here we go. It's just like Roman can't do it by his fucking self, and it's not just winning matches; it's being relevant. It takes 2 to fucking tango, but usually there is someone carrying it forward, unless you have a great mix.
You remember that time last night whenever Roman took the pin?
Yeah,
that was fucking awesome. Just so you know. Fucking awesome.
Remember that time CM Punk won a main? Oh, he's never won a main event match at WrestleMania.
At least he wasn't pinned. Shit. Yeah, man. Well, that pretty much leads us back to that main event, and I'm still salty about it. There's God, man. Other than John Cena coming out to no color, man, it just John Cena straight up. I don't even know what else to say other than holy fuck, I can't believe that they just did that shit to us.
Other than John Cena's historic 17th world title run, this WrestleMania will be forgotten.
Hands down. Like, this has been, what did you say? What WrestleMania earlier did you say?
27.
27. This is probably the worst WrestleMania since then.
Since 27.
It's... God,
now again, so I think in the interest of fairness, right? It is still WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We still would have loved to have been there. We did. There were high spots in these matches, but I don't. At this snapshot in time, I don't see anything happening that's going to make an immortal moment to go into the Hall of Fame other than Cena's historic 17th title.
No, and that's that Royal Rumble that I went to back in 2022. I came out of it thinking, I was like, dude, this was the best Rumble I've ever been at, blah, blah, blah. And then, Chris, you like straight up said, dude, that Rumble sucked. And then I'm like, well, I was there, dude. I had a blast, blah, blah, blah. And then I go back and watch it now, and I'm like, oh my God, this was garbage. And it was the excitement of being there. But man, honestly, I think even the people that were there tonight probably were like, ugh.
Yeah, like I mean, and someone pointed this out earlier online talking about Paul Heyman. Like everyone, because that's John Cena and Paul Heyman are the talk of the town. But we're so wrapped up in this moment in time we forget about all the multiple turns that Paul Heyman's done in his career. When he turned on Brock Lesnar for the Big Show, when he turned, other than going to Roman Reigns, perhaps. But again, right, like, we don't even talk about that time that Roman Reigns abandoned Paul Heyman anymore because it's gone away with these other great things. And that's what worries me. WrestleMania 41 is just going to be that time that Cena won his 17th world title.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to be like, man, why couldn't you done this? But I'm like, then I'm trying to tell myself, like, I mean, did I expect 2013 Cena to come out there? You know, I said 2013 last night. I'm like, we forget about that. But I mean, at some point, some of these guys just can't go. And I think I remember I was asking Brady when the Elimination Chamber happened. I was like, how did he look? How did he look? And Brady was like, oh, he looked great. But some of the video, I'm like, I mean, he did the moves. I don't know that, again,
he
was going to come out there and put on a 5-star match. I just don't know if that's in him. So.
The thing about the Chamber, he looked great, but there was 4 other dudes in there with him. So
I mean, that's
the difference.
So
you know, you're not just focusing directly on Cena, and tonight it was on Cena.
So I guess we can jump back because while we acknowledged it at the beginning, and again, I'm not here to pass judgment or because I'm not a doctor, but Stone Cold hitting that barrier.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. That was probably, again, besides the Beck's return, the best shit.
Well, so
that people will remember WrestleMania 41 for Stone Cold running into the fucking.
Well, so do we think that? So because Brady pointed it out and we all saw it if you're paying attention. Stone Cold checked on him, got in a ring, and did his thing.
Yeah.
But then when he went back over there, and Nick Khan was standing there.
Nick Khan was there. Yeah.
I'm like,
those people probably got some merch and some tickets for Raw, or if they didn't already have them, or something.
Hands down.
You know, obviously,
I don't want to.
That's the least they can. That's the least they can do.
Well, so I don't want to put anything out there, right? But I am under the impression that she was probably intoxicated because I saw the drink go down when LeBron James, like, he hit the barrier and then she was like,
that was a delayed response.
Now, again, hey, adrenaline's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Snapped in a moment. She could have, but I don't know that the internet is already making it a big deal.
I'll put it on there. I put on the internet. I'm like, if Stone Cold ran me over with his 4-wheeler, dude, I'd go home happy.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
And then Nick Khan walks over. Is there something we can do for you, brother?
Yes, sir. I'll take WrestleMania 42 tickets front row.
And then I want to meet the man that ran me over.
And
let me get that 4-wheeler.
I'd take an autograph and a couple of Steelweisers.
Yeah.
So
he spilt my beer. Let me get some of them IPAs in that cooler. You know.
Other than that, hey man, Stone Cold, he came out there, the glass broke, the excitement in the arena was just ecstatic. I think that, again, if we would have gotten that Stone Cold pop at the end of the night to come out there and save Cody, I mean, it wouldn't have made any difference at this point because they already knew the ending of the match, and they're not going to have Austin come out there, stun somebody for Cody to win or to lose.
Well, I mean, even if you just come out there and got Travis Scott.
Yeah, just somebody come out there to get Travis Scott. Dude, where the fuck was The Rock, by the way? Was he over there in Hawaii shooting fucking Moana? Like,
I've said it a million times. If Rock's got some other project that's paying him, he's going to do that project.
He's going to do it.
It's just what it is. It's just how it goes. I mean, I'm sure he knows that it's better for him to be there storyline wise. Everyone wants to see him there storyline wise, but he's not going to drop, everything he's doing every time for it anymore either. So
I just don't think that this whole thing made sense without The Rock showing up. Like, he showed up at the
end. I agree. It didn't.
Yeah, if he wasn't going to show up at Mania, he had no business showing up at Elimination Chamber. Straight up. Like, Cena could have turned heel all on his own.
I mean, it kind of made sense. In my mind, that at a minimum, that is a way to keep a storyline in the pocket for Cody. That's a way to keep a storyline in the pocket for John Cena, right? 100%, like you said, if there's something paying him, he's going to go do it. But there's just no way that, in my mind, that I 100% believe that if he didn't want to be there with his money, his connections, who he is, and his ability to flex, not necessarily control, but flex his schedule, that he couldn't have been there. Again, it's no secret that WrestleMania goes somewhere between late March and, the 1st of May.
Well, he would have known in February when the Elimination Chamber is going to happen. He would have known if he could be at Mania in 30 days.
Sure.
He would have known that.
Yeah.
So he could have just kept his ass out of it. And the last appearance we got was Bad Blood. And honestly, we would have, at this point, forgotten about it. And Cena could have turned heel all on his own, like I just said. Yeah. And then had this match. And then, then what? But yeah.
It definitely seems like a waste. I was hoping for Iffy Smell. I was hoping it was very underwhelming. The whole thing was underwhelming.
In a world where you have so many unique opportunities to tell a story and do just about anything that you want, and your big payoff, shock and awe moment was Travis Scott.
Yeah.
That revenge could have been handled at Monday Night Raw.
Jackson immediately said, "Ooh, this WrestleMania sucks." And then when Travis Scott came out, he was like, "Oh, this is the best show ever."
Well, so again, and that's so kind of to Chris's point earlier, right?
Yeah.
Some of this shit is legit fan service for the casual fan versus those of us that have been watching it for 20, 30, 40, 50 years at some point,
There's a whole lot of people that show up on these shows lately that I'm like, who the fuck are they?
Yeah.
And just the reality is we're old and we don't know what is popular nowadays. We just don't.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Maybe you don't like to admit it, but that's the fact. We don't know what's popular nowadays. I remember when Logan Paul came out at the SmackDown in March and KSI comes by, everyone said, "Oh my God, it's KSI, it's KSI," and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
I still don't know who that is.
But I just don't know. Yeah, we're just there's things of that nature that we're just not going to get, not going to like. But Travis Scott being there probably gets a lot of fucking headlines in other parts, so that's just what it is.
Oh yeah,
he's selling the shit out of some titles too. I've seen a lot of posts on these wrestling pages about people buying that new hardcore title.
Yeah, for $1,200. Fucking, they're selling 713 of those belts for $1,200.
You know what you might want, Brady, is that you can get that Brett and Stone Cold statue for a mere like $2,600 also.
Yeah,
JT wouldn't want it because he's a hater, but you might want it. I don't know.
Hey, I just call it like I see it. I may be a hater, but I'm out here telling the hard truth.
Them selling that replica statue, bro. Whatever. I get it, but ain't nobody buying that shit. And
yeah, maybe they sell like 5 of them, and then next year they don't do that because they have a drastically cheaper version of it or something.
Yeah. I'm still under the impression that the immortal moment thing won't last 5 years.
So, and that's the other thing. We may have touched on this a little bit last night, but or maybe we talked about it after the podcast. I can't really remember, but
were you drunk?
At what point, are they classifying these matches as immortal moments, right? So we talked about it, and I think it was on the podcast because I do remember you, Chris, saying that match led, it had a high significance. It led into the Attitude Era. So I think we did actually talk about it in the podcast.
We did.
So, but besides like the high spots, like, for instance, they're not going to put, they might, because it was the first ever women's main event. They might put Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda in there. They might do that. But they're going to have to come to an agreement with Ronda to get her head out of her ass about WWE.
To get a mold of it?
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. It's not impossible for someone to hate WWE and come back.
No, absolutely not. But yeah. I think that honestly, if they're going to do it again, the very next one should be, Shawn Michaels Undertaker or something that actually, hey, if
Michaels Flair,
they had a list of the top WWE WrestleMania matches of all time, and Shawn Michaels and Undertaker was number 1. Like, so that's
That could be the
each,
greatest
each
wrestling.
year, the Hall of Fame is always subject to certain things going on that year. There's been times where I've straight up heard, oh, they inducted so-and-so because Mania was taking place here where they're well known.
Yeah.
It's always going to be just this circumstance timing thing. I mean, when the fuck is Victoria going to get in there? She should have been in there 10 years ago. You know, there's a bunch of people that should have, and maybe she at the time for the longest time sounds like she was on the outs of WWE. I don't think she is anymore, but
well, it's like Batista.
Maybe this year probably had Taker in someone's ear saying, "Okay, get my wife in there now, motherfuckers."
It's like Batista was going to go in 2020, but then the COVID thing hit, and then he couldn't do it.
Hey, yeah,
a
different scenario. That's a
yeah.
The next year he just flat out wasn't available. So
yep, it's the same.
What are you gonna do on that? That was a whole different thing. But yeah.
So here's the next thing about that. WWE and UFC are now together. UFC does this Hall of Fame type of thing, and I think, and we've talked about this, and I think the three of us have talked about this in person. Until they make an actual physical Hall of Fame for us to go see, touch, hear, smell, feel these things, I don't think it means as much. It means a lot. But now that they have this massive company, I think it's worth them putting something together, whether it's just plaques, pictures, these trophies, or replica or rings. Once you get a physical location, I think it changes the way a lot of people look and view this.
Well, yeah, but the problem that they have with that physical Hall of Fame or physical, memorabilia collection or whatever you want to call it is when they do the superstores or when they do access, like they bring all that shit with them. So if they have the Hall of Fame museum or whatever it's going to be, it's going to be a lot harder to,
I've had the pleasure of going to a few different Hall of Fames and
we did access.
Well, so access, right? But my thing is like kind of to what we were just saying. The year the Undertaker went into the Hall of Fame, they had all of the Undertaker stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Undertaker didn't go in this year, so most of Undertaker's shit could have stayed at the physical Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
it's just piled in the warehouse, or it was Randy Orton's anniversary. They can bring out Randy Orton memorabilia and fill access. I think there is a place where you can keep, and again, it can be revolving so you'll never know what you get, or they can celebrate it for anniversaries. But at the end of the day, if you start putting plaques or something to go in, like there's no reason that they'll ever, other than anniversaries, bring out some of these old WrestleMania signs and banners. Put those in the Hall of Fame. There's absolutely no reason to transport all fucking 30 or 50 of Undertaker's caskets. Throw some of them in the Hall of Fame and fucking leave them there.
Yeah.
And at some point,
they gotta have them laying around somewhere. So, yeah.
And
why not be for people to see? Charge a ticket for whatever.
It makes them no money sitting in that warehouse.
Well, that would be cool. Like, for instance, have a piece of the Hell in the Cell from Undertaker and Mankind hanging up on a wall somewhere. I think that would be kind of cool to go see.
The part of the cage that broke, have that somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, they've got that physical thing over in Saudi Arabia, the WWE experience, but none of us will ever get to go see that. So why the fuck and I know because of money, I get it, but why isn't WWE catering something like that to us? Even if they do it at Stanford or wherever their office is now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It'd be either in Stanford, Connecticut, or in Florida.
Yeah,
it'd be one of those two places. A UFC one would be in Vegas. That's where their headquarters. That kind of thing. But it would be cool to know that that's an option to go see sometime. Yeah.
Whenever I was in Orlando, we drove down there and saw the NXT thing. I mean, I think that was really cool. The Performance Center. I think that was really cool to stand in front of. Do something like that, right there. I mean,
and again, that's
hell. Pay $20, $30. Go walk through it. Take an hour and see everything. I mean, I think, or have a superstar experience shop, like where you could go and buy merchandise where you're not buying it online.
That's the thing, and that goes back to what I was saying. Pair it up with the actual, maybe not the actual warehouse, but move the warehouse and keep it near the merchandise warehouse so you can sell merch at a brick and mortar all day, every day.
Yeah, and there's going to be, like, for instance, you do it somewhere like Orlando. People are going in and out of Orlando all day, every day, going to Universal, Disney, all that shit, and so that would be another big attraction. So
Yeah, it makes
New
more
York,
sense than Sanford.
Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you would have a revolving door of people constantly. So I don't know. Other than that, man, sum up out of 5. Dad, Papa Gimmicks, out of 5, what do you rate WrestleMania?
Tonight?
Just
Oh,
as
The
a
whole
thing,
thing,
the whole.
thing, both nights.
I wouldn't. A 2, maybe.
A 2? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not worth a damn.
Chris?
I'm gonna give a solid 3. I mean, you had a couple of banger fucking matches, the triple threats. You had a few darn good matches, and there wasn't. I don't know. It was just okay. I'm not on the worst WrestleMania of all time train. There were some pretty shitty ones back in the first 10 or 12 or so, but 27. I'm not saying it's the worst of all time by any means. You can't honestly actually rate anything the day of. Your emotions are all there,
Yeah.
But 3 stars.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing that really kept my attention tonight. Hell, I got up and went and done stuff and come back. It just wasn't much.
What do you call it, JT?
Doing some quick math. Give me a solid 3.5. Again, so quick math of let me double check my math because I'm from Georgia and I can't do math in public, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 matches. I think there were 4 solid matches out of the whole thing. That comes down to 2/7, which is just shy. I'm doing Steiner math here, which is just shy. Plus, you got this historical moment of John Cena's 17th reign. I mean, so that would make it 3 out of 7, but I don't want to give it the full half vote, so 3.5.
Yeah, I'll go with the 3. Again, like Chris said, it's really hard to, I guess, give it a good solid rating until maybe tomorrow, the next day after your emotions come down a little bit. But I don't know that anyone's really, and I know we've already kind of discussed, I don't know if anyone's really going to appreciate this WrestleMania in the long term. I really don't. There's really not a reason to go back and rewatch it another time in full. I've gone back and watched WrestleMania, 38. I've gone back and watched WrestleMania 30. I've gone back and watched 34, 35, not just because we were there, but just because they were solid WrestleManias, WrestleMania 40 I went back and watched several times. So I mean I don't think I could go back and rewatch this one. So few very, very little surprises, a few, not many. Hell, I mean, I guess we got more
I'd
surprises.
say weakest since like 36, probably.
Yeah.
36, I mean, 36 was a obvious weird thing, but
yeah.
Even besides that, none of the matches stood out really.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to stand out whenever you are trying to do this without a crowd reaction. Like that's the hardest part.
I'm trying to, in my mind, even think of one that besides that really just stood out. So, I mean,
at 36,
yeah.
Well, the 36, the big thing was the Firefly Funhouse match. That was fucking fun. And then,
was it?
It was fun. Like it was fun for what it was. Like they didn't have a lot of options, dude. And they took advantage of
it was
not
funny,
having a
I
crowd
guess, sometimes.
Yeah, and then the Boneyard match, like JT said. I mean, I think that they were able to take a different spin. They gave it their all for what they had.
Your favorite superstar won a championship. Drew fucking won.
I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up.
Roach
Hey, let me tell you something. You didn't know him back then, JT. He was all in on Drew. We were both beyond hyped about Drew after the 2020 Royal Rumble. We were on cloud 9 about Drew after the 2020 Royal Rumble, and he was happy to see Drew win. He's a hater now because he broke Phil's arm.
No. We were all in on Drew because whenever you and I were at the Royal Rumble, he eliminated Brock Lesnar, which was the best thing in the world. And then he beat Brock Lesnar, and then he beat then he won. But the thing about that was Lesnar went into the Royal Rumble as the champion, which I thought was weird, but he ended up winning at Mania. The thing was, we were so ready for that title feud, we were so ready for Brock to lose that title because he was there every fucking one, every 4 months.
Yeah, no, it was time. It was time. I mean, it was time. That Royal Rumble 2020 was something. That's one of the few times where you can say they flat out made a superstar out of Drew with that.
They did. Yeah.
I can't think of another one that did a better job of just that one match. He was main event after that match, without a doubt. They created a star that night, and it was great. And like I said, we were all in on Drew back then. I still am all in on Drew more than y'all. I think he's done some of the best work of most superstars in the last 2 years. He's one of their MVPs in the last 2 years.
Honestly, I hate it for Drew because I think he commits to the bit too much, which is no fault on his. And when I say that, right, like they said it tonight, it's like Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, the greatest rivalry. I'm like, bitch, his fucking rivalry with CM Punk was great. His rivalry with Brock Lesnar was great. It's like he goes all in, and then unfortunately for him, it drags. I can only watch two grown men fight over a fucking friendship bracelet for like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, that feud was done by the end.
Now again, he got flagged.
I mean, the Hell in a Cell was great. Hell in a Cell was great, but that feud we were ready for it to be done by that point.
The storytelling with him eliminating Brock and beating Brock, great. But now that him and Damian need to be done.
I think they are done.
Send Drew after an Intercontinental or U.S. Championship, please.
No.
Send him after Jay. Send him after John.
Okay. What are we doing with Jay now? Or is Gunther coming back for revenge, or are we going a completely different direction?
I say they do the very obvious post-Mania rematch stuff for quite a few of these, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, I don't think. I think they need to let Jay get another win over Gunther and legitimize his reign, I should say. But after that, I've said it last night. I'm gonna be shocked if he's got the belt past SummerSlam. I still think Seth's the one to do it. Still think so. Yep.
I got one better in my mind.
What do you think?
Braun Breaker.
I don't know that they're ready for him on that yet, but maybe I could be wrong. Maybe they are. Maybe that's why he didn't get pinned.
Yeah. Jey Uso is going to open up the show tomorrow night, guaranteed. And
will it be? Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think we will hear him talk before 7:10, or will he be eating the whole fucking time?
No, he's
and not say a word until
16-minute yeet show.
So we got 7:15 before there's word spoken, possibly.
Absolutely, right? It's going to be a big celebration. It's going to take for fucking ever. I'm going to probably get up and go do something for a minute and then come back.
I'm glad he gets to get his moment. After the Rumble, you could tell it was legit. He was legit emotional, and I'm all about them getting those moments. And so if he gets it this time, I think he's earned it. He earned the win in Mania, and I think he gets to earn that crowd. Just giving him all the adoration that he deserves from them. So
could you imagine?
At the same time, also hurry the fuck up too. But
could you imagine if tomorrow night they do some shit and someone pins Jay and gets the belt off of him immediately? Oh my god dang, bro.
That would be spicy.
I mean, I'm not going to hold it. What am I trying to say? I'm not going to not think that might happen.
I mean, how long did he hold the IC title for? Was it even a month? I'm trying to remember. It was not very long at all either. I mean, a month and a half or something.
It wasn't.
I mean,
yeah.
I hope it's a little bit longer than that, but I don't think it's going to be too. I don't think we get. Like I said, I say SummerSlam is the latest.
So again, just a wild card theory. Who'd he beat for that Intercontinental Championship?
Who was?
Braun. Yeah, and then Braun got it back from him. So yeah.
So Braun going after Jay for the World Heavyweight title makes sense to me.
It makes sense. It's just yeah.
I think we would be fine with seeing it again with Braun in a different headspace.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe Backlash.
I mean, sometimes they go sometimes they go a different route with it. You know, I mean, hell, when Brock won it, they like had him versus Cena the next month that one time. You know, it was like, wait, where'd that come from? You know, I mean, you never know. We'll see.
I'm also waiting for them to paint the belt because they painted the IC title.
No, yeah, but you showed me that picture of that mini belt?
Yep.
They did a mini belt World Heavyweight Championship, and they painted the globe blue.
It was a Clash of the Castle one because that was the theme of that.
No, they did one for Mania too.
They did one for Mania, and it
the I Was There belt, and it had a blue background
behind the WWE logo.
They've done it. Yeah, they've done some different ones, and I even saw. Y'all see my stuff back there. I'm super into the belts, and I love customizing them and stuff. I've seen quite a few designs of that belt. With that, I saw someone that made a Jey Uso tribute with his new blue plates, so they got matching blue for the globe. For what it was, it looked freaking cool. I think it'd be cool. I'll tell you this: I've got the one I showed you yesterday, but if they get one painted globe, I'm probably gonna end up buying that and doing something else to customize that too. I like to have the different designs. I think that's really cool. That's why I like the belts lately because you can customize them. So.
I love the white and red logo on the World Heavyweight Championship. I think that looks crisp. I really do.
Yeah.
And I kind of hope that Cena, and I know this belt is relatively new, but I do hope we get a new belt redesign. I don't want another fucking spinner.
Well, this belt, it's redesigned as the Undisputed, but it's been the same belt.
For a decade.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like it's time, man. Honestly, they need to do something a little bit different. I'm not upset about the big WWE logo, but let's. I think we talked about this not too long ago. Let's bring it back to something a little bit more classic. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that's what they did with the WHE on Raw. You know, I think that was the design because that's clearly if you think that wasn't Triple H looking up there being like, yo, see the big gold that is his clearly favorite belt ever?
Yeah.
Make it, put this with the big W on it, you know, and do some lion stuff like, you know, on the old ones and some of the wings that was clearly his influence in design. And I think that, I mean, they're always going to have like the W to me, like, when you see, the Super Bowl champions all over the news for the week after the Super Bowl with those belts, you can't buy that kind of advertising. You know, it's something out there where that their logo is always going to be like that,
front and center, dude.
But
straight up.
Yeah,
you can't. I mean, honestly, let's think and just me. Let's just say that they bring back like a big eagle, for instance, a big eagle with a big WWE logo in the middle, dude. That would be fucking sweet. It really would. So. Like do something like that, but just bring back like a classic championship title. Just throw the W in the middle of it. So I don't want Cena to come back with a new spinner. I really don't. I think just an old school classic title would be sweet. So I mean, we'll see. He may not do anything with it.
He'll either come back with a spinner that has the current looking W on it.
Yeah.
Or we're just gonna go with what he's got, you know. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not expecting too much out of that.
No.
It's not like a top priority. It's not like realistically, it's not like they need to do anything.
I mean the belt looks fine. Yeah, the belt looks fine for what it is. It's big, it's gold, it looks fine. But check.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say about it. But yeah, man, other than that, I wish we could talk more, but there's really nothing else to say about WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we went 2 hours last night. Now, again, we rabbit hole pitch because we still had tonight. But like I said, we said it last night. Like, night 2's got to come out and slap. And when
it started off hot,
and when the lady
started off, man, I was pumped. Whew.
And I mean, damn, bro, like it just fucking.
the thing is like, for instance, the main event last night, it went exactly how it needed to go. It really did.
Sure.
So they really should have put more emphasis on tonight's main event, because it did not go the way it needed to go, regardless of what anybody thinks Phil sees.
The hype build up. I was like, the first time he laid him out with one crossroads with like no build up to it, and he just laid there. I was like, okay. Then I found out he's going to be on the final SmackDown before, or Raw, whichever one it was, Raw before, whatever, the last week. But it was the same thing. I'm like, I'm sorry. Could they not have shown some intensity and some brawls? That's all we wanted last year when we had 2 months of the same promos and build up until finally they actually started getting physical with each other.
Dude, The Rock,
and that didn't happen this time.
Dude, The Rock came in and just fucking laid into it. I mean, straight up.
Oh yeah.
They needed that. They 100% needed that.
They should have had a brawl or something.
Well,
was it SmackDown that he came out, or was it Raw? I can't even remember. SmackDown.
SmackDown.
He came out SmackDown
when they came. Yeah, 3 nights ago, whatever. 2 nights ago.
Yeah,
and same thing. Oh, one crossroads, and then he's flat, like he's unconscious. Like that was just that wasn't it.
Too many. Again, I won't say too many finishers tonight. Killing me.
No, that tonight. That honestly,
killing me.
That, I mean,
for the pace of the match, it didn't fit with it. You know, when you're getting a hard hitting, fast paced match, I think it goes with the flow of it. This time, the pace was just a step too slow for that to have the same kind of impact. Absolutely. It really definitely, the match drug too much for that to fit in there.
Do you think Travis Scott would have had a bigger impact if he just would have ran down the ramp and then fucking clocked Cody with the title or something, versus him coming out and doing that 8-minute fucking entrance?
So again, I think part of that is,
I mean, that's worse than Jeff Hardy making a save on his brother.
Yeah,
doing that for 2 minutes
100%,
before he goes to save him.
Yeah. So again, that it gave me a little bit of hope though, because it's like, okay, Travis Scott is walking in, and I was waiting for the net, kind of like last year.
Yeah.
And again, not that I want the same story,
but needed it.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, there's Travis Scott, and the whole time I'm on the edge of my seat, mind you, but I'm not watching the match so much as I'm listening for if the glass breaking, the gong, fucking
Triple H coming out.
I was completely waiting for If You Smell. Just you can do cheap heat wins with interference that doesn't take 5 minutes to actually happen. You know that you can have someone run through a crowd.
Well, fucking
whatever
Charlie
it is,
Robinson's too old to make the fucking Medal of Honor run down the ramp like he did fucking 10 years.
Yeah, now there's like, if that match had been better and if the interference had happened faster, I would have been okay with it. It just was all so slow paced that it just didn't have the impact it should have.
Dude, all it needed, honestly, is the ref needed to be distracted. Travis Scott come down there, clock Cody with the fucking title. And then
that's what it should have happened.
Yeah, and then Cena picked him up for the FU and pinned him. That should have been the end of the match. But instead, we got the fucking title hit and then the pin. And it wasn't even
I don't like title hitting a pin. I don't like a chair shot in a pin. I mean, get that to where it weakens them. Hit your finisher though. Yeah. Even if it's the fourth fucking one.
That's what I'm saying, man. Hit Cody with the belt and then have Cody fucking turn around all dazed and then pick him up and fucking do it.
He could have at least hit like the double AA.
Yeah, something. Regardless, it don't matter. It's over, done with. It none of it's gonna matter tomorrow. And then we're just gonna see what.
So again,
I'm gonna say that I think there's more story coming from it, which hopefully can make this like worth having happen. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know what it is though.
Is it going to happen tomorrow or is it going to happen on SmackDown? Are we going to get Cena? Well, we're getting Cena on SmackDown, obviously.
Well, selfishly, we want to see it on SmackDown because we're going to be there. But
I mean, I
don't know though. I don't know. I mean, it may not happen until Backlash. Fuck, I don't know.
Do you think Cody's going to come out and confront the situation, or do you think Cody's fucking done? Like, what do you?
He's not the champion. No reason for him to be on Monday Night Raw.
No. I'm talking about on SmackDown.
Oh, on SmackDown.
Because Cena's not going to be on Raw tomorrow. I think Cena's going to be SmackDown. He's advertised for SmackDown. You think
I thought he was advertised for Raw tomorrow. I thought he was. I'm pretty sure I thought I saw that. I could be wrong though.
I'm gonna.
I mean, Cody's gonna. They can make it take a couple weeks for Cody, and you know.
Oh yeah, Cena's gonna be there.
He doesn't need. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know.
So,
like I said, I think there's definitely more story in mind for why they would do it this way. I just don't have a clue what that is, but we'll see.
Got my notepad over here. I'm doing my thing here.
It says John Cena vows to ruin wrestling on the Raw after Mania. So tomorrow night's going to be big, I'm assuming. I don't know, dude. They're advertising Cody for SmackDown while we're there. Let's see.
They are advertising him on Friday?
They're advertising him.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. We get to do the whoa.
Yep. And then I'm sure Becky will be tomorrow, and because they've got Lyra Valkyria and Liv Morgan on there. So
just looking at this, right? Like coming off the heels of Mania, just champion wise, right? So for Raw tomorrow night, we're gonna have obviously Jay, but as well as the New Day, Lyra and Becky, and Dom.
Yep.
So those, I think it'd be fair if I just kind of addressed what do we think is in store for the way too early predictions for the new champions. We kind of talked about Jay. I want to see Braun. You think we got some rubber match or rebounds coming?
Honestly, I think tomorrow might be just the situation for Jay to come out there, do a 15-minute yeet session, and then say, "Hey, man, I did it," and then fucking leave. I don't know that there's really any reason to have any confrontation at this point. Let's wait till next week. That's my opinion.
Yep. New Day. Is this tag title going to go somewhere finally?
I mean, I think
that'll be a continuation rematch type thing, and because they need to build other teams, I think so. Fraser and Axiom from NXT could show up. Those two guys have been legitimately killing it for like a year plus in NXT. Like everyone says, they are putting on the most banger matches. Each of them had a good showcase match. Axiom versus Gunther, that one in Europe, that was a fucking great match. That guy can go. Frazier had a great match against Ray Phoenix a couple weeks ago. Those two can go, and they can be a good shot in the arm of the tag team division, hopefully for Raw, because they are fucking good. I did get to see them against the Hardys. Those guys can go, man. You're gonna like them when you get a chance to see them, guaranteed.
Yeah. So we think 100% there's some call ups tomorrow, as is the kind of the usual with Raw and SmackDown post
within the next couple weeks. Yeah. Whether it's like an official draft thing or they just start showing up. I mean, Roxanne's already been showing up. They did get those little, like I said, those singles matches of Frazier and Axiom each, and both of them showed up for those good. So I don't think they need to make too big of a deal out of it, other than, Adam Pearce, hey, welcome to Raw, or Nick Aldis, welcome to SmackDown. It doesn't need to be an official draft thing per se.
Do we think with Cena showing up to ruin wrestling, are we going to get maybe tomorrow or Friday get the appearance of the final boss?
Dude, I don't know, man.
I want it to be Friday because I'm selfish, but I'm not holding my breath. I mean,
motherfucker, both of y'all can get some of that action.
I think it would be fun to see it on Friday. I'm cool with that, but I don't know if The Rock's not going to show up at Mania. I don't think he's going to show up at Raw or SmackDown.
The final boss does what the final boss wants.
Absolutely, he does.
You think he's going to show up in Fort Worth, Texas? You know what I mean? That's. I don't know.
Crazier shit has happened.
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath for it, but it obviously, from a selfish standpoint, it'd be great, and I would hop hard. So,
I'm curious to see where Tiffy goes from here. I don't know that she's got the, because again, we've talked about it time and time again. I think this feud with Charlotte has been weird, especially over the last few weeks with the awkward segments. I kind of want Charlotte to take that back seat. I want to see Tiffany do something else and see what kind of build, because she's effectively become a face now, and so
and
I
they
want
need
to
a strong heel. The
Correct.
women's division needs a strong heel. Nia was doing good for a while as it, but that doesn't really make sense for her to go back to that at this point. They need I don't know, and I don't know what that is. I have like zero clue what that could even be at this point as far as a strong heel. Nia performed well as a heel. She did a great job last year. But again, that story's already been done, and I believe Nia even switched. I'm not even 100% on that, but I think Tiffany needs a strong heel. I thought what I was thinking was going to happen. We thought for sure Charlotte was going to win, and in my mind, I'm thinking that was going to get a chance for Tiffany to chase and see if she can get the that was a chance for her to do that, and Charlotte be the heel for a top while. But I'll be honest, man, if they go back to Charlotte and Charlotte wins, I'm going to feel fucking cheated because I'm ready for them to move past it. We don't need to see it at this point. I'm ready for them to move on. I just don't know who that strong heel for her is.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't want to call it hopes, but I got belief that we're going to get a Bianca heel turn to see if she's got something. Like I said, we'll probably get a Bianca
was
feud.
Fantastic as a heel in NXT. She had so much attitude. It was amazing. She was great.
Yeah, let's go back to something real quick that I neglected to mention. I'm over the fucking hair whip. I am so over that shit. When she hit Rhea with, like, I'm telling you, if I was in that division, regardless of who I am, you're not fucking hitting me and whipping me like that. And if you do, I'm gonna have clippers hidden underneath the ring, and I'm shaving that shit off right there in the ring.
I mean, I'm wondering. I mean, who knows? Like, do you think that hurts any worse than a chop? I mean, I don't know. It's just I think that's just one of those things. It's just part of it.
It's one of those things that has its place. I don't think
she does it at PLE matches sometimes. It's not like she's doing it every week on Raw or nothing. So
I agree,
no with it.
but I don't think, in my mind, if she would have done it to Io, I would have been okay. But it's like, really, that's what Rhea's been built up as, this badass, and it's the hair that takes Rhea down. Bad hair day ruins.
It's for the
I mean,
loud.
don't get me wrong. For any lady listeners, I understand a bad hair day will ruin a day for the ladies, but the hair, that's what really takes Rhea down.
It's all about the sound. That's all that's the only reason it happens. It sounds like that clap that's all it is.
I would shave that shit off and I would whip her with it. Like, again, even as a football fan, like college football fan, I hate when I see college players with long hair, because I just want to snatch that shit out from underneath their helmet when I tackle them. Like, that's how I played football too. Like, hey, that's part of the uniform at that point. You're allowed to grab it when making a tackle. Well, are you okay now?
All good.
You got it out of your system?
For the most part.
Do you need a hug?
I'm good. Thank
you. Hey, I forgot to ask. How many did you have to give Brady like some tissues when Becky showed up? Was he getting emotional?
The waterworks happened, bro. Tears streamed down my face. It was something else. Honestly,
don't encourage him, because he's been banned from talking about her.
The fact is,
that's why we didn't record last week, because he couldn't make it through a whole podcast without mentioning her name.
Hey, here's the thing.
This is the thing.
There was 0 cents for anybody else. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I'll give it because of the history and the feud.
Yeah, there was just
okay.
I wasn't blown away by it.
I wasn't either. I was expecting it, and that was it. Like, as soon as they said, go ahead.
If anything, I kind of had it in my mind that I wanted to see Liv and Dom be the over obnoxious shithead champion heels, and now I don't have that, so I'm a little disappointed in that.
I can see that.
Now if Liv gets, maybe something happens and Liv gets the IC title, we'll see. But I was disappointed. I wanted that, but I don't know. And actually, what I actually want is those tag team titles to just go away. They got 2 mid card titles now. They do not need the women's tag team titles.
Say
the
it
mid card
again.
title, the women's mid card titles should take the place of the tag team altogether.
Yeah,
I think those titles muddy the water. They struggle too hard to bring teams together, and it's not
You've got
that
like
I don't
3
want.
real teams and then a bunch of thrown together single stars when they don't have a championship feud to go for.
They're still billing Io Sky from Damage Control, and we ain't seen her with Damage Control in how long?
Yeah. They're also billing Rhea from Judgment Day or 2 weeks ago.
Adam Pearce, you drunk bastard.
Yeah, that's just the truth. There was. We'll see.
Pure Fusion Collectives.
Yeah.
And I like Shayna and Zoe, but no, I don't get excited about the team them together at all. But I do actually like both of them individually though.
Yes.
So they're not my favorites, but like I like them though.
I think NXT does a lot better showcasing their women and their feuds, and
they've got more. They've got a lot more women.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and the women's.
Well, and they got 1 champion and 1 mid card and no tag team titles.
Yeah,
they have some random tag teams that occasionally get a title shot that no one thinks they have a chance in hell of actually winning anymore. So, but no, NXT Women's Division is fantastic. It really, truly, it's arguably the best in all of the companies.
No, 100%.
Arguably, so that's an opinion, but.
No, I'm with you 100%. They are. I mean, again, I know we talked about this.
He's got a shitting look on his face right now.
You just don't watch it. So that's the thing, right? Like, and again, call me a horrible wrestling fan, call me a shitty podcast host, but I do not have enough time in my fucking week to watch that. And I've said this before. It's not that I'm a hater. I don't, but. And this is my own insecurities. I'll admit that. I don't want to watch NXT and get some fucking hype around somebody who's so hot and is doing everything right. Watch them come to the main roster and just fucking disappear.
And that happens a lot.
And again, that sounds petty, but at the end of the day, when we started this thing, we acknowledged and said that this is going to be WWE focused. And while NXT is a WWE product, when we started, we said we're going to do an hour and 43-minute or hour and 47-minute max episodes. We've busted that time and time and time again. So now throw in NXT, throw in Superstars, throw in Speed, and we couldn't do it. We are too. Now, don't get me wrong. I want this podcast to launch, and we get 1 million subscribers and views every fucking week. So when I retire, I can do this professionally. Then I'll start doing it. But while I'm still working a job and I still have a family to take care of, I just can't.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no. I sit here and say how awesome they are, and these people are people to watch out for. I'm not going to say that I watch the episode every week. I usually keep up with the highlights. There's something coming up, there's something coming up, I watched the episode that had Stephanie McCurry and Julia. Those 2 are amazing. I'm possibly in love with Stephanie McCurry at this point. God, she's hot.
I told Nicole
I'm with
yesterday during that.
Have you seen the Booker T reactions to when she does the move? You know what I'm talking about? Duck it, shuck it, duck it, or whatever the hell he does. I am right with Booker T on that one. No, but again, I don't pretend to sit there and watch them every week. I didn't even watch the thing this weekend. I just decided I don't want to burn myself out with. It would have been 7 hours of actual wrestling on top of any other pre-shows and everything else, and this. So
I had stand and
deliver. There really is just some good stuff going on with there, though. So
I had stand and deliver on just as background noise while I was doing things, and I walked over here and I saw that ladder match going on, and I took a seat for it. Dude, that ladder match was fucking awesome. Like
Sol Ruka, she's someone to watch out for.
Yeah,
dude, she can pull some shit off. She's pretty amazing. Again, a little too reliant on the flashy moveness, but that's something, she can learn and grow with, how to do better stories. And that's what NXT is for. But she can do some crazy shit that not a lot of other people can do in the ring, for sure. She's great.
Well, I think I've had enough talk about WrestleMania.
You ready to keep drinking?
It's
go time.
Is it go time?
Oh, it's go time.
Okay.
Not as bad as when we were at Papa Gimmicks.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, that was something else. We were fucking hammered ass drunk. I think our video got banned on YouTube. We got to go and edit it.
That's
So we, yeah. I do have an off the top rope question.
Oh no!
For everyone,
All right.
everyone here, and this one's going to be kind of a hard answer, I think. So, the off the top rope question tonight is: what is your absolute favorite moment that turned an average wrestler into a superstar?
An average moment that,
Or
a moment that turned someone into a superstar.
Yep. Your absolute favorite moment.
I mean, what do you mean? That's easy to answer.
Okay.
The 316 speech.
Okay. Well, everyone knew. I guess going with that.
Too easy.
All right.
I mean, Cody. I mean, the 316 speech. Cody appearing at Dallas. Look what that did for him. Shit, man. I mean, I think even. Not so much my favorite, but I can pinpoint a lot of these. When Cena beat JBL for his first championship, you can just kind of roll these back, and I could pick a bunch of them. When I look, for me, and this is something that people absolutely hate, The Undertaker coming back as the initial American Badass, as the son of a biker, and watching him roll out on a motorcycle, I'm all in. I hated The Undertaker before that. Then I was like, that's my dude. He rides Harleys.
Yeah. Okay. Chris, what you got?
I mean, off the top of my head, just because it's more recent and I've talked about it earlier, like I said, the Royal Rumble 2020 match really, really and truly did turn Drew main event. It was like an instant, he's main event, everyone pays attention to him now, and he's kept himself relevant since then. I got to say, I think another fun one, though, is Edge's first Money in the Bank. Edge was not a main eventer, and the rumor was that they were going to have him fail, and he said, man, okay, Royal Rumbles in 3 weeks after this or whatever it was really soon after. He said, even if I drop it next month or whatever, give me a shot. And they went with it, and he pretty definitively proved himself worthy of that main event spot because he stayed in it after that,
Calm down.
That's another cool one.
It was the live sex celebration, okay?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that we saw enough from him to say superstar, but
yeah.
You talk about taking advantage of a situation, and like Drew did out of that, and Edge did out of that. So those are the two that pop to mind for me.
Pop Gimmicks, you got one?
I don't have one.
So
what do you got, Brady?
When they broke Dusty's leg in Atlanta at the Omni.
I'm going to go with Chris. I think that one of the all-time favorites, and I don't know, maybe because we were there, was seeing, Drew, kick Lesnar over the top rope. That, hands down, was probably one of my favorites. You also got to comment on the face smash that Nia did to Becky. That really elevated her.
Yes,
straight up.
I was about to say that. That's an absolute turn. She was main event-ish already, but that made her like
mainstream, dude. Like straight up.
That elevated her to WrestleMania, in my opinion.
That's like Mick Foley and Taker at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
watching Mick Foley's crazy ass. I don't think if we wouldn't have had Mick Foley's crazy ass Hell in a Cell moment, I don't know that he would have progressed as well as he did.
So,
and does he not get, man? Speaking of, I think that not enough people give him credit for what he did for other people. Like full on. Yeah. I mean, he was a bunch of Stone Cold's first couple of feuds when he won the belt, if I remember right. Yep. I really truly believe he made The Rock. He legitimized The Rock and Triple H in their main event spots with their feuds as well.
No, straight up.
They were already there, but
he did. Triple H.
Yeah. He doesn't get enough credit for how much he made those top three superstars of the Attitude Era.
Sure,
made them as legitimate as they became. I don't think he'll ever get enough credit for that.
Again, I think we can pick all these. Shawn Michaels throwing Marty Jannetty through the glass in the barbershop.
Yeah.
Are you talking about when Marty Jannetty cowardly tried to escape through the window, as Bobby the Brain Heenan put it? Don't tell me Bobby was wrong about that. That is one of my favorite calls of all time. What a coward! He tried to run out the window.
Oh man. Well, going back,
God bless Bobby the Brain Heenan. That guy was amazing.
Yes, he was good. Very, very good.
Going back, again, I think my favorite, just because I was there, but if I weren't there, it was definitely going to probably be the Becky and Nia thing. Other than that, the Austin 316, that's fucking phenomenal. You can't.
Like I said, I know that's I 100% know that's my bias.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but
because even that was more of a slow burn for Austin to become. Like, it's not like he won the next WrestleMania or anything.
No, but whenever
that was the start. That was the start.
When you have somebody just drop a line out of nowhere.
We got it. Bret Hart versus Austin at 13.
Yeah.
That calm down. The primo was rising to the top. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Other than that, man.
Which is why Bret went out because he wasn't as good as he thought he was.
No, that's because Bill Goldberg kicked him in the head too hard. Because Bill Goldberg sucks.
Or if he would just do business the right way and drop his title. Ooh.
Oh, I think
you should be thanking him because we would have had Mr. McMahon in Austin if that hadn't happened.
Bro, you got your pants on? Is Bret under you? Like, what are you doing? Just get off of his dick. You riding it awful hard tonight.
It's okay. You can ride Bret.
It's 2025. He can ride, dude. That's fine.
Well, you said I've done the same thing about Punk, and I've been very, very, very careful about what I've said.
Yeah, you've been brushing your teeth. You got a clean mouth now.
So, we haven't even mentioned about where he's going at this point. So
nowhere as usual.
Oh, you don't think so?
Away.
Going away.
I lost my best friend.
Other than
I'm going to go to AAA since you acquired them and talk shit about WWE some more.
I can't believe JBL's, dude. That's fucking phenomenal. JBL, Jesus. He's already advertising himself for AAA, dude. Yeah. Any
Is
other
Punk
thoughts?
Advertised for the next show?
He's not advertised, but they generally don't advertise him on the website. They wait until the day of or whatever to say he's coming or not. I mean, I wouldn't mind.
I don't know where he goes. I don't know where he goes from here, honestly.
He got his main event, dude, and that's win, lose, draw, doesn't matter. He got his main event. Honestly,
maybe he's reporting to NXT.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of rode off into the sunset and just started making his casual appearances. Like there's nothing left for him to do unless he's just going to go. Unless he wants a title, like there's nothing else to do. And I'm not upset about it. Like
I mean, for what it's worth, because the big rumor mill was that Paul Heyman and Rollins were going to help Cena win, and they were going to be this new faction. That was one of the rumors. So I'm curious where Seth and Paul are going to go.
I mean, I think
or does Paul just finally ride away in the sunset now too? It's hard for me to say that because it's Paul Heyman.
Yeah, but again, without Roman, I don't know is going to be able to do something alone.
This is a slow build with Seth and Paul to Roman later on. I told y'all this yesterday.
I mean, and I agree with that. I do.
I just want to hear you say it again that Roman can't do anything on his own.
I don't know that Roman's going to be able to go and do something, just branch off on his own and do something.
He hasn't done anything on his own since he's been in WWE.
I think it's like
I don't think you'll see Roman or CM Punk back for a while.
I mean, and that's very possible.
We're going to see them fade away for a while.
Roman can go back to the island of irrelevancy and hang out for a minute, and
Punk can go give up straight edge and drink himself into oblivion.
Punk can just hang out in Chicago for a minute and just see where it happens or see where it progresses. But I honestly, I wouldn't be upset for them to just not be around for a minute. And if Punk wants to come back and do a title shot, fine. But I don't think that he needs it. I don't think that
You don't lose at WrestleMania and get a title shot.
Well, I mean, if you're gone for a while and then come back, I mean, it's. And again,
I mean, really and truly, like without trying to be all biased about it, I think there's a lot more story for Roman Reigns out there. I don't think there's a lot more story for Punk though.
No, yeah, agree.
I think it's equal.
He did his.
No, there's more story for Roman. You can't say that him and Paul doesn't stick. You know, him and Seth have history. There's more story there.
And you never know.
Maybe he takes off. He can be part-time all at once. Maybe he doesn't show up for SummerSlam again. I don't know, whatever. But there's more story for him. So.
I still want my hour Punk and Cena.
I think Punk and Cena will be fine.
I think we're going to see Seth and Cena.
Seth and Cena?
Yep. Seth is going to go after Cena to get the belt.
Maybe.
He's got Paul Heyman behind him now.
I don't think Seth and Punk need a title. I mean, not Seth. Cena and Punk need a title. I would like to have that. You know, I'd like to have that feud for a month, like you just said. But I don't think a title is necessary. So I want Cena to go out there. He's got a 17th. Drop it next month and then move on to something different. So
we need to get face Cena back. That's going to be. I think that's the. I don't know.
SummerSlam at the latest.
Yeah, we need.
There's a lot of. I think there's a lot of temporary stuff after this Mania, which is part of what makes it all feel so underwhelming. I don't think any of these things are long term for what's happening right now. Like I said, maybe there's more over story from Cena. Maybe there is with Heyman, but I think for the immediate, we're going to be some filler.
Is Cody going to go back for the title again? I mean,
I'll tell you this right now. Based on what we saw tonight, Cena doesn't need many more singles competition matches.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you now, I don't think CM Punk's the guy to have a single competition match with John Cena unless he knocks some more rust off and finds some more stamina.
Yeah. Or is Cena going to retire?
Cena's looking better than John, but I don't think he can carry John to a great match at this point either. So I don't know that anyone can.
Punk looks better than
like Cena. Like Cena said, he's going to retire and take that belt home with him. So,
well, I hope he does.
Is that what's going to happen?
He's got to go through December.
No. They've got to sell shirts in every town that he's advertised for. I mean, he's already advertised for so many other events. Anyone that actually believes he's going to retire and go away is dumb. But he's literally being advertised for Australia in several months.
That'd be September.
He could realistically hold that title hostage for the rest of the year and never actually lose it.
I mean, he could fucking do a Roman Reigns.
But he's not going to I'm going to take it and retire, like indicating he was going to leave after Mania. That's not happening.
No.
He's already advertised for you. So
we know that, but he could hold that title hostage for the rest of the year. Show up for some PLEs and then walk off with it, and then the Royal.
But hey, if he's defending it every month, cool. I don't care.
Yeah, no.
I hope he doesn't defend it that long every month because he's not that exciting, probably. But we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Are you telling me you want to see a world champion defend his title regularly and make regular appearances?
Hey, if they're not as good as Roman to where they can show up, less a year, and I still feel entertained,
He wants somebody.
Cena's no Roman Reigns.
And it's what I hear.
Man, if Cena does that bullshit and shows up once every fucking 2 to 3 months, for the rest of the year.
He's not. He's advertised for like a ton of dates.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know how long he's going to hold the belt with it. When you're saying hold the belt hostage, I mean, if he's defending it, that's whatever. Cool.
Yeah, but if he's advertised to show up, that don't mean he's advertised to wrestle and put the belt up. He's just going to walk in, mouth a little bit, and he's going to haul ass.
I love him. I love him so much. He's my favorite. All right. I need to get you to calm down.
I'm calm. And
you're a fucking liar.
I
can see your heart like.
And that's with no alcohol. So,
the important thing is you have to wear your Drew McIntyre shirt to SmackDown on Friday.
Damn it, dude.
What bet did you lose this time?
Cena, dude. If Cody
bet against Cena.
If Cody was going to win, then he had to wear a fucking CM Punk shirt to SmackDown. If Cody wins,
I don't.
Huh? You said thank God you don't.
I don't.
And if Cena won, I have
don't. Yeah.
wear my stupid fucking Drew McIntyre shirt again. But I don't have to do any fucking plate belts or belt plates.
That don't mean you can't put another fucking shirt over the top of it.
No, I'm gonna wear my.
He's got to show it. He's got to show it.
It's okay.
He's got to show it.
I'll have my CM Punk belt, and I'll just wear it across. Like,
you're not making this easy for me not to show up because I will take pictures and I will fucking ruin you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. You think I'm not gonna get pictures, JT? Don't you worry. I'll put them in. I'll put them in the thread. Don't worry.
Dude. All right. Here's the deal. This is the last fucking time I bet wearing a goddamn shirt to an event because
you need to do better bets like I do. We had a good bet.
Did yeah.
But I don't talk about my bets in public.
Here's the deal. Again, I'm not betting about wearing a tire to an event again because I've lost twice. And nobody, yeah. It's okay. It's fine.
Well, now that Brady's depressed and he does want to drink, I think this brings us to a close.
Is there any other thoughts? Like, do you have any other thoughts to rabbit hole down anymore, or are we good?
I don't know what else to say, man. I was hyped last night, despite Roman not winning. I was still hyped because it was a great main event. This main event did not make me feel that way as much. Even winning the bet, I'm kind of like, okay, well, cool.
Yeah. Honestly,
started off hot, ended blah.
If Cena was not a heel and he actually went out and won this belt the right way, do you think that it would have been a better story?
Nobody wants to see two phenomenal baby faces fight each other at WrestleMania. I need storytelling. Yeah. I don't need
if the baby faces can't put on a fucking banger match, no, they don't need to be going to WrestleMania. Yeah. All. It needs to be heel.
Yeah. I get it.
I would have fucking fell asleep.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we did the off the top rope. That's completed. I thought that was a damn good question.
I can't believe Phil actually stood up the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought for sure he was gonna fall.
Dude, he's drunk as fuck. Oh man. Well, I guess this wraps up episode 12. Night 2 reactions and whatever. I guess we're gonna. That's
where it's at. Yeah. Whatever.
Look, hey, we didn't do it last time, so for all of our loyal listeners, check in the description. You'll find us on all of our socials. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram. Huge shout out for Papa Gimmicks joining us and Chris Roach. I am finally glad that we got you on camera. You're a recurring character, whether you like it or not. And Papa Gimmicks, the best promoter of the best mediocre but most entertaining wrestling podcast of all time. He's Chris Roach. He's Papa Gimmicks. That's motherfucking Brady. I'm JT Father Mucky Perry. We're going to catch y'all down the road. Holla.
Good shit.
Love it.